In my opinion, great moves by Leon Rose. Let's go out there and go pay for some shooters. What's going on, guys? Welcome into Clutch B-Ball TV. I hope you guys are having an amazing day or night. As some important moves just went on in the Knicks world, as we just went on to free up $41 million in cap space, which is just great for free agency. If it's our ability to go out there and get some shooters, whoever we bring in, some depth pieces, and the power forward jokes just absolutely went away. In my opinion, the power forward jokes were always blown out of proportion because they were one-year deals. Most of them, at least, of course, besides the Julius Randle deal. Taj Gibson played a lot at center. He was pretty much starting at center. And yeah, I just thought it was completely blown out of proportion, in my opinion. Taj Gibson, we went on to waive. I was actually really surprised that we did waive Taj Gibson because, of course, he has the connection with Tom Thibodeau, and I just thought he would have been a great veteran leader. But at the end of the day, the last move, the last decision goes on to go to Leon Rose. He makes the final decision. Or maybe Thibodeau just didn't want him back. He was like, this doesn't make sense for this basketball team. I'm not sure the direction we're moving in, if we're going to play the young players, or I know we're going to try to be a win-now mode basketball team, but also try rebuilding. We don't know if we're going to go out there and get Russell Westbrook, but freeing up $41 million in cap space is amazing. I know everyone's thought, oh, we freed up money so then we could trade and get Westbrook, and we'll still have somewhat amount of money in cap space. No, I don't think that's the mindset. Yes, we may trade for Westbrook, but when you just free up cap space, it doesn't mean you're going after a star. Getting depth is important, so it's great to free up cap space, bringing in shooters and that type of thing, especially when R.J. Barrett was your best shooter in the starting lineup last year and he shot 32% from three, which is embarrassing when you have Elfrid Payton and all that. But we're going to get to the players we went on to waive, players we didn't pick up their option or extend them. So first off, I want to start off with Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton, you could say, was a serviceable point guard at best for the New York Knicks. He was alright. He's not a great shooter. He's terrible from the free throw line. Cannot stretch it to the outside. Solid playmaker. Played at a good pace. He's like kind of your traditional point guard, but he can't shoot the basketball to save his life. So I didn't mind that at all, waiving Elfrid Payton. And we waived Kenny Wu, and that was kind of sad in my opinion because he was this high energy player, freakishly athletic out of the G League. But at the end of the day, we have Obi Toppin, who's a freak athlete. We have Mitchell Robinson, but yes, it would have been nice and all to have Kenny Wu in. Bring just an energy off the bench and bring a nice presence. But we'll see where he ends up going, Kenny Wu. And I'm sure a team out there is definitely going to love him. So that freed up some cap space as well. We didn't pick up Bobby Portis's contract. He didn't have a terrible year last year. It just all came down to the fit and his style of play. He's very ball dominant. And he really just took the ball out of certain guys' hands we didn't like at all. Shot selection's not great. Like the off-balance jump shots. It's just so funny watching Bobby Portis play. But he's a shot maker. I wouldn't have been mad if we went on to keep him, but he was a one-year contract. We just tried him out for a year, and he did pretty well. Hopefully he can go out there and produce for like a championship team. Maybe the Warriors pick him up or something. I think he could be good depth, but he just does not fit our team. When you take a look at him, and if you could free up cap space, why not? And this one actually hurt me. These were good moves. We knew we had to make these moves if we wanted to free up cap space. But if there was one guy I wanted to bring back, it was Damian Dotson, the second longest tenured Knick, or the same length of the amount of years he's been with the organization, like Frank Ntilikina. They're both drafted in 2017. That just shows that this team does not have a lot of stability whatsoever. But yeah, we didn't end up giving anything to Damian Dotson, so he's going to be an unrestricted free agent. I hope he goes to a team like the Warriors. I hope he goes to a team like the Raptors and produces, because he's a good 3-and-D player. Every time he was out there on the court, he produced from beyond the arc, gave it his all on the defense side of the basketball. And another thing, like with Taj Gibson, he always gave it his all. He was a true professional. We waived Taj, and we opened up $41 million in cap space. Who do you guys want in free agency? Do you want Davis Bertans, Christian Wood's off the table now that we got Obi Toppin at the power forward position? It should be very interesting. Are they believers in Mitchell Robinson? Are we going to get Christian Wood and maybe play center? But the Pistons, I actually like the direction they're moving in with Kylian Suku, and then they're potentially going to have Christian Wood. And they had an interesting draft for sure. I'm looking forward to seeing what they could do in the future. But we opened up $41 million in cap space. What do you guys want to do with it? Let me know down below your thoughts and analysis. I say get those shooters, get that depth. Let's go Knicks, baby.